Hi, my name's Kelly. Welcome to my channel. This is a space where I like to share my love for sewing. And in this video today, I'm going to take you through a review of all of my makes and my observations from 2025. If you enjoy my sewing content, please give this video a thumbs up or a like and consider hitting that subscribe button. It does really help me to connect with more sewists and people genuinely interested in sewing as well. So please hit that subscribe button if this channel is for you. And for those who already have, a thank you for being here. "2025 was the first year that I have started documenting my makes and creating YouTube videos detailing every make that I made each month. This was a new change for me, but I have found that it's really helped me to understand and get some insight into the way that I like to create and sew. I do have some paper here detailing my makes and my observations that I will be referring to, as these numbers are not all going to stick in my head. Here we go. My total number of makes for this year is 91. That's a massive number. It surprised me a little, but also didn't surprise me. When I go through every month and I document what I have made, generally my makes are around 7 or 8 items per month, which is quite a lot. So hitting 91 in total is a bit of a surprise, just seeing that number at the end of the year. But also, I've been busy. That's a lot of crafty, creative time for me, which I love. Of my 91 makes this year, 33 items were gifts. 44 were accessories, like hats or bags or something else. And 47 were garments, clothing items for me. Of those 91 makes as well, I used 23 different patterns by 12 different pattern designers. Now, let's break this down a little bit more. Okay, so let's talk categories for sewing. I have made some observations and done some number crunching, and I have broken down my numbers to a couple of different categories. The first is accessories, and this covers things like hats and bags. And the second category is garments, which is everything else that is wearable that I've made. Of my 91 makes this year, in the accessory category, I've got 2 patterns that take out first place for the most made accessory. And those 2 patterns are the sun tote by Chalk and Notch. I've made 10 this year as Christmas gifts. And the second pattern is the Sorrento bucket hat by LB Textiles, which I'm sure does not come as a surprise to anyone who is a subscriber and has watched a few of my videos. I've also made 10 Sorrento bucket hats this year. Second place goes to the Bestie bag by BF Patterns. I've made 7 of those this year, only 1 for myself and the other 6 were gifts for friends and family. And that's my accessory category done. Now over to the garment category. What was my most made pattern for 2025 in the garment category? I was a little bit surprised when I did the number crunching, but this top pattern is the Sudley Dress and Top by Megan Nelson. It's very versatile with the multiple views, and I have made 8 in total this year. I'm probably going to make more. And then the second place goes to the Hope Woven Dress by Style Arc. I have made 5 of these, and I was a little bit surprised to see this pattern pop up in second place because I didn't realize I had made so many. But again, this is such a big fan favorite in the sewing community, and with the extension pack that I have, it's very versatile. There's multiple options with the sleeves and the bodice, so it really gives more variety, and I'm sure I'll go back to this pattern next year as well. My most made pattern company is Helen's Closet, and this year I've made 8 different Helen's Closet patterns, which does not come as a surprise to me. I've been sewing Helen's Closet patterns since I very first started sewing back in 2017. I do really love their patterns. The instructions are amazing, and I highly recommend them to anyone who is wanting to learn to sew or just enjoys indie patterns. The total number of gifts I made is 33, and that's a really big number for me. I've noticed this year that my approach to making handmade gifts has really shifted and changed. In the past, I felt that I didn't necessarily want to spend my time on making handmade gifts because I couldn't control whether or not the recipient would like or appreciate the item that I'd made for them. But this year I've really pivoted, and I've realized that gifting is very thoughtful, and those people who I choose to make a gift for, I know that they not only appreciate my time and my skill in the item that I make for them, but I know as well that I have really tried to make these items useful with that person's taste and style in mind as well. And I think that's really helped me to change my perspective and give more freely and enjoy the process of making for others. It's also inspired me to contemplate a bit more sewing for my own immediate family. I started my YouTube channel with a December 2024 video. So it's been 12 months now, and I've made some changes this year to really help me document my makes, not only because I am now on YouTube and I'm creating videos of what I'm making, but also so I can keep note of the details, the sizes I've made, and any adjustments as well. And it's nice to have this information somewhere where I can easily refer to when I go back to remake a pattern again many months later, if not more. It's the first time I've done this, but what I decided to do this year was document it all in a notebook. Previously, I have only documented my makes when I have posted photos on my Instagram account. That's So Crafty Kelly, if you're not familiar. And while it has been useful having that information there, when it comes time to go back and remake a pattern months or years on, it's a little more difficult to scroll way back in my feed and try and find photos of that pattern I made and then see if in the moment I provided enough detail around sizing and adjustments, and that's been a bit hit and miss. So it's been a big game changer for me to actually take the time to write this down in my sewing book, knowing that I can refer to it quite easily later and all the information will be there. I always include the size, the adjustments, my current measurements, and any other thoughts or observations I have while sewing the pattern. For example, did I sew it up once and decide that maybe the bust dart was too high, so next time I'd like to lower it? Those sorts of things are what I take note of in this little sewing book. And if you have a brain that is similar to mine, then I definitely recommend just taking the time to pop a bit more detail into a book like this so that you can help your future self and have something to refer back to. I I'd love to hear from you if you have a 2025 in review or some observations from your own sewing. Please add them to the comments. Let me know your thoughts on your year in review and maybe even your plans for 2026. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed my review of 2025. I hope that it's inspired you to also reflect on how much you have done and what it means to be creative and to be a sewist. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!